You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley. I have a cat, too sweet, the travel kitty. I have a good girlfriend, Angel's really pretty. I have a pony and we share a big horse. We have a big yard. Yeah, we have to, of course. I have a pool. In the summer I stay cool. Do a fountain, live in the mountain, live high on the hog. Need to be a spokes dog. I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley.
Woof and Super Smiles. Welcome to a Super Smiley adventure on Pet Life Radio, the largest pet radio network in the world. I'm Megan Blake, here with my sidekick, Giant Mutt Smiley, spokes dog for throwaways. On our show, we recognize that animals can lead us on great adventures, whether they be travels with our pets, inner journeys of self-discovery, or crusades fighting for their safety. Today, our guest is a very special person who has, I'm sure, experienced all three of these journeys. She's the executive producer of the Genesis Awards presented by the Humane Society of the United States, and she's the senior director of the Hollywood Office of HSUS. We're so happy to welcome to our show Beverly Kaskey. Hi, Beverly.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing great.
Good. Well, first, congratulations on the best Genesis Awards ever.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you thought so. We were really happy with it.
I absolutely did. And for people who aren't familiar with the Humane Society of the United States Genesis Awards, I describe them as being like the Academy Awards for media that advocates for animals. And they are star-studded to the nth degree. It's such a huge and powerful event. Beverly, how do you describe the Genesis Awards to someone who's never experienced them?
Well, I think you said it, pretty well right there. But but it is, we do honor the individuals in the news and entertainment media for spotlighting animal issues. So here, rather than somebody being honored or recognized for their talent, for their good looks, for their craft, they're really being honored for their heart. They're really being honored for incorporating animal issues, which, of course, we believe that the more people are aware of these issues, the more they will be sensitive to animals, they will see the reality of what's going on, and we will develop a more humane society.
And Beverly, I love what you said, that the stars are there, we're honoring their hearts. I just love that. And it's so true that the emotion there is palpable. And the star power this year was phenomenal. We're going to talk about that and more when we return from our break. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I'm Smiley the dog. I'm Super Smiley. Must rock.
Petco, where the pets go. Petco, where the pets go.
Pet Life Radio has tail-wagging, fur-flying, fabulous deals for our listeners from Petco. Get $6 off your order of $60 or more and up to 40% off the entire Petco site. That's right. But that's not all. Because you're a Pet Life Radio listener, you'll also get free shipping on your order of $49 or more. $6 off, up to 40% off, and free shipping from Pet Life Radio and Petco. To get these awesome deals, go to PetcoDeals.com. That's PetcoDeals.com.
Petco, where the pets go.
Betty White, what's the #1 pet radio network in the world?
Pet Life Radio.
Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. What radio network has over 5 million monthly listeners and over 50 pet talk shows?
Pet Life Radio.
Rachel Ray, where is the best place to reach potential customers if you have a pet business?
Pet Life Radio.
Put your business in front of over 5 million pet parents with a radio ad on Pet Life Radio, the award-winning #1 pet radio network on the planet. Call our sales department today. Toll free at 877-385-8882. That's 877-385-8882. Or email us at sales@petliferadio.com. Steve Wozniak, if Apple was a pet business, where would you advertise your iLeash?
On Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back on a Super Smiley adventure. I'm Megan Blake, here with our inspiration, 2-time shelter dog Smiley, and our guest, the Senior Director of the Humane Society of the United States Hollywood Office, and she's also the Executive Producer of the Genesis Awards, Beverly Kaskey. Beverly, the Genesis Awards draws amazing star power. It is really a phenomenal atmosphere that you create in putting on these awards. First, to set the stage for our listeners, can you paint a picture of what they would see of the sea of celebrities who are there advocating for animals?
Yes, definitely. We had some great presenters this year. You know, we do have some regulars that come back every year. They're so devoted. You know, Kaylee Cuoco and Bill Maher and Wendy Malick and Michael Vartan and Polly Perrette. But we also had some great new young stars this year. We had Jason Ritter. We had Sophia Bush, Kristen Bauer, John Bernthal, and Rose McGowan, Wilmer Valderrama. We had really some, you know, kind of crossing over films and television, and they're all there. They offer their time to participate. It's really presented, it's in the room where the Golden Globes takes place at the Beverly Hilton. So it's a very, very glamorous setting, and the celebrities they just really come out because they care. And sometimes, you know, they're presenting awards that have to do with issues that they care about. As I said, we honor the message. We honor the heart and the message of the works. And so, you know, the celebrities are out there knowing that these are issues that they care deeply about.
Right. And I was able to speak with Owain Yeoman, who's one of the stars of the TV show The Mentalist.
Yes.
I talked with him on the red carpet, and he just said it so well. He reiterated exactly what you just said, Beverly, and he said it in his beautiful accent that actors usually have the spotlight on them, so it's a lovely thing to be able to walk the red carpet to turn the spotlight on animals. Isn't that beautifully said?
Oh, it's wonderful. You know, Owain is really a great supporter of ours. He's done the show every year. He's very enthusiastic about it, and he's absolutely right. You know, the celebrities that are there are used to having the spotlight on them, and really, this is their opportunity to use that spotlight for good. I mean, our Weiler Award recipient was Ian Somerhalder.
Yes,
Ian Somerhalder from Vampire Diaries, and he has a huge following. He has a huge Twitter following, huge Facebook following, and he also has his own foundation, the Ian Somerhalder Foundation. He used social media to really spread the word to all these people, all these young fans of his, and, you know, he just hit on so many issues. He just hit on the seal clubbing and puppy mills, and he hit on so many different issues, all of these issues that he cares so much about that expose cruel abuse and exploitation of animals. And for that, we recognized him with the Weiler Award, named after Gretchen Weiler, who was the founder of the Genesis Awards.
Yes, and you mentioned Ian Somerhalder, how he's using his platform, and you named so many stars, but I just want to name a few more so everyone realizes the scope of this. Ellen DeGeneres has been honored, Oprah Winfrey, Paul McCartney, and all of these people use their massive following and influence to bring animal issues into the mainstream, which is one of the missions of Humane Society of the United States, which is so wonderful. Right, Beverly?
Absolutely, yeah. It is bringing the attention mainstream. You know, you mentioned Ellen DeGeneres, and Ellen sent us a wonderful tape. She did win in the talk show category this year, and she sent us a wonderful video, as did Stephen Colbert.
So funny, too. I just want to add that these people, they love animals, but their personalities are there, and they're entertaining the audience. We're all laughing, but then sometimes we're crying. It's a fabulous show, right, Beverly?
Yes, absolutely. And you really did hit it on the head. You know, there's so many emotions that go on. You know, we're exposing, you know, pretty harsh things. We're saying, you know, the public needs to see these things, and yet, you know, we're putting it in an atmosphere where you're more able to absorb it, and, you know, still we try and entertain. I mean, we had Colby Calais, 2-time Grammy nominee Colby Calais, performing a song from her new album, and everybody loved it. You know, so there is this sense of camaraderie and entertainment at this event, but you're still being educated on what these wonderful people in the media are doing.
Absolutely, and it's very, very inspiring. And because of your unique position, Beverly, of heading the Hollywood office of the Humane Society of the United States, as well as being the executive producer of the Genesis Awards, this puts you in direct contact with all of these celebrities. And you've already mentioned so many that have done so many special things. So I won't ask you which is your favorite, because that's totally not fair. But can you tell us about another one that's touched your heart or stood out to you and what they're doing to use their celebrity for animals? There's so many, I know.
Well, there's so many. Lenny, I wanted to go back to Colby Calais for a second because Colby, while she performed, she actually is our spokesperson for our Puppy Mills campaign. And she did a video which we showed that night that showed, how much she cares about animals and how she really wanted to bring attention to Puppy Mills. Kesha, pop star Kesha, has also done a lot. She did a video for our Humane Society International on street dogs, and she's participating by sending us quotes for our the seal campaign, with the seal hunt that goes on in Canada. And so Kesha has been very involved with us. We just did an interview with Ian following his winning of the Genesis Award because he was so moved by what the Humane Society of the United States did, because the people in the audience were exposed to what we do through our victories. You saw the victories video that we did, which showed all the accomplishments we're doing. So there's some uplifting things at this event also, the things that are happening for animals.
Yes, it's absolutely so wonderful the way it's inspiring, brings the issues to our awareness, and it makes us feel like there's someplace that we can go to help also. It's so wonderful. And Beverly, there's a very special story about the genesis of the Genesis Awards. It was not started by the mega animal protection organization, Humane Society of the United States. Wasn't it started by one woman with a simple idea?
It was indeed Gretchen Weiler. Gretchen Weiler founded the Genesis Awards in 1986 under the concept that if you honor those in the media who speak out, and there were very few at that time. There is a story about, one line of dialogue that would be in a dramatic show, and that would get a Genesis Award. The news was not covering these type of issues. Animal exploitation was still behind closed doors. So started out as a luncheon. I think there was 100 people maybe, or maybe even less, and it started out that way, and then it started growing, and after 5 years, Discovery Channel put it on TV, and it became a television show.
That is
a wider audience. And it's grown to, we had almost 800 people there this year.
And it's much more than a luncheon now. It is a Hollywood extravaganza. Also, Gretchen, wasn't she a Broadway star? And she was, as you did hit on a little bit, she was speaking out when no one else was speaking out. So this was completely uncharted territory. And she was kind of sticking her own neck out, right? Is that
She was. And I did neglect to say that. So, because, the Genesis Awards is, her legacy. But Gretchen was a Broadway star in the 50s. She was huge in her day. And she used her celebrity, the spotlight that was on her, to bring attention to animals. And as I said, she started by encouraging the media, but the way she did that, the way she brought attention to this event was using her celebrity. So she would bring the attention, and it would draw celebrities. She would call upon her peers, and that was actually how the whole celebrity involvement started.
What is that beautiful sentence that she says, the imagery of the birds and say that. What is that, Beverly?
Animals should have the right to run if they have legs, to swim if they have fins, and to fly if they have wings.
Oh, I love that. I have chills. I just totally have chills. And I had the great pleasure and honor to actually meet Gretchen her last year at the Genesis Awards. And she truly did embody just pure grace and beauty. Her soul just radiated. The Genesis Awards is such a unique and interesting name with all different kinds of connotations. How did it get that name, the Genesis Awards?
Well, because the Genesis Awards honors media for spotlighting animal issues, the first known news report of an animal rescue was Noah and the Ark from the book of Genesis. So it became the Genesis Awards.
I love that. And it's very simple. Usually the best ideas are the simplest. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier, Beverly, that you have the Weiler Award, and it honors a very special person who stood out in media using their celebrity to speak for animals that year. And I love how these celebrities do so much for animals. And, unless we really keep up with what each celebrity is doing, we as the public, we wouldn't necessarily even know the extent to which they're involved with animals. Like Kristen Davis from Sex and the City, she won the Weiler Award for her travels to Africa to do work with orphaned elephants. Now, who would have ever guessed that she would do that, right?
Right. And I do want to mention, which might be obvious, but of course we named the Weiler Award in honor of Gretchen as she used her celebrity to bring the spotlight to people who are working on behalf of animal issues. And of course, the recipient of the Weiler Award each year does that. So Kristen Davis absolutely Absolutely. I think a lot of people were surprised, but she did go to Africa, and she actually, I think, when she was there, she encountered a hurt baby elephant, and it went to the Daphne Sheldrake Elephant Preserve, and that just opened her eyes to all these orphan babies and what Daphne Sheldrake was doing. And then she started speaking out. She spoke out on Oprah, and she spoke out on a bunch of different shows. So she definitely used that. So you're right. We actually watch what celebrities are doing, and we see which ones are speaking out and which ones are actually garnering some media attention. And that's what we're looking for the recipient of the Weiler Award each year.
It's perfect. And I remember when Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi won together, I love something that Ellen said in her acceptance speech. She was talking about not wearing leather and trying to be vegan or being vegan. And she said that we don't have to be perfect. Just be aware and keep trying to be conscious and make good choices to nurture the animals. And I love that because sometimes you can feel so pressured or it's not perfect or, oh, what do I do? But I just love the way Ellen phrased that. Do you remember that, Beverly?
Absolutely. I thought she was wonderful. And, she's had as all of us, had her own evolution as to where she got where she is. And I think that's actually the most gracious and generous way to do it is to let people know, find things at their own pace. Be conscious of what you're doing and make your own decisions. But we just believe that when people know, they will make the right decision and the kind decision.
Absolutely. And under your watch, Beverly, the Hollywood Office is doing so much for animal advocacy and awareness. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more with our special guest, Beverly Kaskey. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I'm Smiley the dog. I'm Super Smiley. Let's rock!
Every pet is unique. Maybe they're gray in the muzzle, yet young at heart. Maybe they're growing out of the puppy stage and into their paws and ears. Or maybe they're just trying to maintain a more girlish figure. At PetSmart, we have the right food for your pet at a great value for you. PetSmart. Be better together.
Go to PetSmartDeal.com and save up to 30% on pawsome gifts for the pets and pet people in your life. Toys, collars, leashes, PetSmart gift cards, treats, and more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com today. PetSmartDeal.com.
I Love My Pets, the new single by Mark Winter, available on iTunes.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's All Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand. This is the place for a special paparazzi treat. Only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, this is Ryan O'Neill, and I'm on a super smiley adventure with Megan Blake. Join us.
And we're back on a super smiley adventure with Beverly Kaskey, Senior Director of the Hollywood Office of the Humane Society of the United States and Executive Producer of the Genesis Awards. Beverly, you're in a very unique position to be located here in Hollywood within the entertainment industry among the stars. And the celebrities here are not only movie and television stars. Here we have celebrity chefs, Photographers, singers, almost any talent you can imagine is here. And if they're compelled to help animals, there's a great synergy with your office. For example, I remember I was at your Chefs for Seals event with Iron Chef Kat Cora. Tell us about that event.
Well, the Chefs for Seals event is something put on by our Seals campaign. And what they've done is they have reached out to chefs nationwide to implore them not to serve or cook fish that come from Canada, because trying to make an impact on stopping the slaughter of baby seals, they figured the economics are going to do it. So, we can't boycott Canada, but what they can do is boycott using seafood from Canada. And so they've actually collected a huge roster of chefs that have signed on. Nigel Barker, a photographer, and he was judge on America's Top Model. Nigel Barker, who is really the spokesperson for our seal campaign, will come to our Chefs for Seals events. We will invite the chefs that are in a vicinity that could come to it. We've done it in San Francisco, we've done it in New York, we've done it in LA, and they all come together. Nigel Barker will shoot a beautiful photograph of them. We will have some of Nigel Barker's photography from the birthing of the baby seals before they come in to slaughter them. He has beautiful photographs prior to that, and those are for sale there, and it really brings attention. They actually have a new app now that you can download for your iPhone, which will show you which restaurants are not serving Canadian seafood. So it will help you in your consumer choices.
Once again, this is bringing it all mainstream, right? We've got the photographer who was on the television show, and Iron Chef Kat Cora was there, and Jackie Ivanko, the little girl from America's Got Talent, she was there singing as well, right?
Yes, she was. Actually, one of the things she said that she wanted to use her voice to help stop this brutal slaughter of baby seals. And so we invited her to perform, and she sang, and I have never heard a voice come out of a child like that. She was absolutely amazing. She was absolutely amazing.
She was amazing. I was so blessed to just be able to hear her voice. Don't you agree with that?
And she cares. I mean, she did it because she cares. That was her choice to do. And you mentioned Kat Cora. Kat Cora is one of the chefs, but she also many times participates as our main guests. Nigel Barker and Kat Cora have come to all of them, and they lend their celebrity also to this campaign.
So as we can see, where you are, this is where the Hollywood office lives. So integrating celebrity for its highest good, for shining the light on animal issues. I think this is just brilliant, Beverly. This is amazing what you all do.
Thank you so much, Megan.
And each year also, the Humane Society, United States Hollywood Office, don't you all host a wrap party for supporters at which the Humane Advocate Award is given, right?
Absolutely. And we actually also started announcing the recipient of our Animal Content and Entertainment documentary grant. So the wrap party is, as you said, it's our annual thank you to our donors and supporters. And we bring them all together. We have a great auction. It's a way to hear what we're doing. It's a recap of what we've accomplished during the year. And we give our Humane Advocate Award. And that Humane Advocate Award goes to a celebrity who has spoken out, helped us bring awareness to our campaigns. And Emily Deschanel received it. Charlotte Ross received it this year for speaking out in support of the Great Ape Protection and Cost Savings Act for chimpanzees. And our grant recipient this year was a man named Martin Guinness, a filmmaker named Martin Guinness, for a documentary called Cages of Shame, which addresses the bear bile farms in China.
That was very powerful. I remember that. And once again, people in the mainstream don't even know of a lot of these things. So it's so wonderful that you do bring these things to our awareness. And I love Emily and Charlotte. And Bones, her TV show, has been on for 7 seasons now. Can you highlight some of Emily's work for animals?
Oh, Emily has done so much for us. First of all, we met Emily by being a presenter at the Genesis Awards. And it was, I believe, just after her show started, because she's been with us for quite a while. She has done a lot. She's spoken out for us against dog fighting. She's spoken out against abuse of farm animals. She supported us for Proposition 2, which was 2008 here in Los Angeles, an initiative to give animals space to stand up, turn around, and stretch their limbs, which passed by the highest margin of any initiative, and right here in California. Emily has just supported us in so many ways. You know, she just speaks out whenever she can. She uses her voice. she does also suggest storylines for her shows from time to time. So her show, Bones, has won a Genesis Award twice. One was on dogfighting, and the other was on basically abuse of farm animals.
I love that. So she takes it beyond just speaking in her personal life, and she's influencing her producers to speak out as well. I love that. I just love that. And we all know that Ryan O'Neal plays Emily's father on Bones, and our listeners know that he's been on a Super Smiley adventure. And I was on Ryan's reality series as well. On Ryan's show, I brought him several best friends dogs to choose from to adopt. And Smiley helped inspire that because Smiley had always been with us when we went out. And Ryan decided to get a dog. And then you, Beverly, you invited us to bring Ryan to the wrap party. And with all of these animal advocates around him, Ryan has now become very aware of animal issues and his choices. And he is now a vegetarian. And he'd never even thought of that before. Isn't that amazing?
That is fantastic. And I didn't know that. So that is really great. And it just shows the power of when people are aware, then they start making different choices.
Exactly. We went out for his birthday just last Friday night, and Ryan, he would usually get a steak or something, split it with my husband Kim. But Ryan's like, Megan, what is that you usually get? What is that vegetarian thing you get?
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad to hear that. See, the power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. So Beverly, you're in such a unique position. What's your advice to our listeners as to how they can help animals or how they can help organizations to help animals?
Well, there's a number of ways. I mean, a lot of organizations here in Los Angeles, they use volunteers. We use volunteers. We have volunteers help us with the Genesis Awards. Social media is a huge way. Anybody who's on Facebook or Twitter, that has the power to spread messages, sign on, get on to the Humane Society of the United States website, sign on to receive the blog from our president and CEO, Wayne Pacelli. You'll hear some of the things that are going on, some of the hottest issues. Keep up on that. I think the internet certainly is a way that we all communicate now and we stay up on things, but definitely, spreading that word through social media. Attending events, anytime there's opportunities. You just showed what the power of our cast and crew wrap party had on Ryan O'Neal. And so, when you have opportunities, support these organizations. There's a lot out there. They're all doing different things. The Humane Society of the United States is doing some fantastic work, a lot of legislative work, a lot of grassroots, a lot of hands-on.
Beverly, give the Humane Society website so people can find it.
HumaneSociety.org.
HumaneSociety.org. Wonderful. And also, I was looking at your tweets last night, Beverly. You were talking about the bill HR 4089 to help save the polar bears. So is there a place where they can follow Humane Society on Twitter, too? Do you happen to know what that is?
I hate to say that. I don't have that right off the top of my head, but go to HumaneSociety.org. Go to the bottom of the page. There's the Twitter icon. Click on that, and that will take you.
Perfect.
And Wayne's blog. Go on HumaneSociety.org. I believe it's on the right, and click on to sign on to the blog, and you're going to find out all the things that are going on here in California and nationwide.
Right. And again, Wayne Pacelli is the president and CEO of the Humane Society of the United States. He actually was also on a Super Smiley adventure talking about his new book, The Bond. And Wayne is just such an articulate and passionate speaker. I truly encourage everyone to sign on to Wayne's blog. It is an amazing education. It feels like a class every time I read it. Would you agree with that, Beverly?
Absolutely. I read it just to, really stay up on everything that, his perspective on what's going on is just brilliant.
Right. And Beverly, congratulations on the 2012 Genesis Awards, and they will be broadcast on Animal Planet coming up, right? Tell us when.
Yes, they're going to be broadcast on Saturday, May 5th at 4 p.m. on Animal Planet, with an encore on Sunday, May 6th at 8 a.m. Most people, those hours, will be setting their DRTVs or their TiVos to watch it, but the show is fantastic. Colby Kelly, Ian Somerhalder, Bill Maher. We just have some great people involved with the show. We have some wonderful, wonderful nominees. The feature films alone with Warhorse and Rio and Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
And Carrie Ann Inaba is the host, and Uggy comes on the stage from The Artist, the Academy Award-winning film The Artist. It is it's an educational show, and it's a fun show. Everybody's going to love it. So I want to invite everyone to tune in or record it. And if you can, come to the next 2013 Genesis Awards. That'd be great, wouldn't it, Beverly?
It would be wonderful. I think you would all really, really enjoy it. And I'm glad you brought up Carrie Ananaba. She's amazing. She was absolutely amazing. She was the best host. It's just in her heart. You know, she was so passionate, and our audience loved her. We got so much fantastic feedback on her. And on Uggy, who you mentioned from The Artist. Uggy was great.
And again, Carrie Ananaba is the star judge of Dancing with the Stars, right?
Right.
Right. And I guarantee to everyone, if you can make it to the Genesis Awards, it will be a life-changing experience. Before I found HSUS and the Genesis Awards myself, sometimes I would feel completely overwhelmed by the burden that animals bear at humans' hands. And I felt completely alone in this. But when I went to Genesis Awards for the first time, I literally saw a sea of warriors speaking out for and fighting for animals. And that made me feel empowered and positive that we can make a difference. So I encourage all of you to come to the Genesis Awards, and if that can't happen, then just do whatever you can, even if it's just a simple act of kindness of hugging your dog. Right, Beverly?
Absolutely. I hug my dog every day.
It's good therapy. It's very good therapy.
It is. It is.
And again, Beverly, can you give us the website for HSUS and the air dates for the Genesis Awards?
Yes. The air dates for the Genesis Awards are Saturday, May 5th at 4 p.m. on Animal Planet, with an encore on Sunday, May 6th at 8 a.m. And the Humane Society of the United States website is humanesociety.org.
Great. And just a few weeks after that, May 20th is World Fest. It's the big eco festival here in Los Angeles. And Smiley will be leading the Super Smiley flash mob for pet adoption there. And Beverly, I don't know if you know this, but your HSUS Director of Media and Communications, Johnny Vasic, will be dancing with us for adoption.
We're going to have our animal content and entertainment program, and our Hollywood office here are going to have some representation there. We're going to have an animal issues pavilion there. So Johnny will be there showing some video from HSUS campaigns, some excerpts from films that have animal content in them, and we'll have some discussions, and it's going to be a really exciting new addition to World Fest.
Oh, that is wonderful. So then May 20th, I was inviting everyone to come join us for the flash mob, but everyone come down, join the flash mob, and you can also go by and meet the people from HSUS. This is wonderful. Beverly,
yeah, absolutely. We'll all be there.
Yay. Well, you know what? We'll need to get an HSUS crowd to dance with us. I think that would be Smiley's over there smiling. Smiley's smiling.
Sounds good.
Okay, so everybody can learn the dance at smileythedog.com and come join us at World Fest. That's on May 20th. Beverly Kaskey, thank you so much for joining us on a Super Smiley adventure on Pet Life Radio, and congratulations on your amazing Genesis Awards and for all the work you do.
Oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, Beverly. And thank you, too, for the Genesis Awards honorary mention for Pet Life Radio and a Super Smiley adventure. It is indeed an honor to add the voice for animals as we all celebrate and advocate.
And well earned. Well earned.
Oh, thank you, Beverly. Until next time, I'm Megan Blake, here with Smiley, saying woof and super smiles.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.